Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Marky Picks. And today, I got another free 6-pick prize pick slip for you, covering some college football and MLB. Quick recap on yesterday's slip. We went 3 out of 5, depending on which taco you picked, because I got the Sergey Bobrovsky goalie saves taco. Got hooked. This is really one of the reasons I really don't like taking tacos, especially when I don't really have much knowledge on the sport. Um, this was a little bit of a different kind of slip anyway. Usually I go with a full 6-pick on these main slips, and I took the taco and it ended up burning me with the hook. I was watching the end of that game. It looked like he had the goalie saves. I guess they might have, because when I checked at the end of the game, he had like 19 or 18, so which was over the taco line. And I checked again later, and I saw they removed one of the goalie saves, so that took the under on the taco. So I don't know which kind of picks y'all took on the taco line, because I know they have a few rotating throughout the day. I just locked this one in when I locked in this slip. That was the one that was available. And, I wanted to watch some hockey, so give me something to watch. And it didn't hit. So let me know if you guys had the same taco I picked, because this is one of the reasons I was a little skeptical about taking the taco, because I didn't really know what the taco was. But now I know. Got some hockey knowledge under my belt there, and that burned me on the slip from winning any money. I did power play this slip though, so I really was cooked anyway, because Carlos Rodon, he just did not have a good game at all. He got rocked. He was a little strong early on, actually. I know he gave that 2-run homer, but he still had 2 strikeouts in that inning. So I was still a little worried, because he gave 2 runs in the first inning, but he did also get the strikeout. So I thought he could definitely have the chance to still have a solid outing, but he just couldn't get it together. Command was off, couldn't locate his secondary pitches, which is what you need to do against this Blue Jays lineup. Shane Bieber went under, as I expected. I expected the Yankees to win this game. I expected them to have a big offensive explosion. They did. Judge finally hit that home run everybody's been looking for. He had a big game as well, so now it can silence the haters a little bit there. Comfortable under there. Shane Bieber, he couldn't really get any of the strikeouts. That was the only risk with this line. He had the potential to get a lot of strikeouts, but he just couldn't get it in this game. Logan Gilbert, I took him on the Goblin line, and I did say yesterday's video I had him projected for like 7.24 strikeouts. And I said if you wanted to take his regular line over at 6.5, it would have hit. It also came down to like the last batter, I believe. So, you were probably sweating that out if you took the regular line. But we hit it comfortably with the Goblin there, 4.5. I just wanted a safe pick on the slip. Jack Flaherty under 24.5 pitcher fantasy score. This one also came down to a little bit at the wire there. He was looking pretty strong there first time through the lineup. Wasn't really any threat. Robles hit that double there in that second inning or third inning, I believe, and they were able to get him in, but it did count as an unearned run. So I was thinking we were going to get screwed because of the unearned run that scored. It wasn't an earned run. That's the only thing about taking fantasy score. There's lots of ways you can get screwed. So we were on the right side of it here, but it didn't really matter. He came out for that 4th inning. Suarez had a leadoff home run. Then I believe he walked a guy, and then he struck out a guy before they took him out of the game. So that secured the under there. There was no threat of getting a win, no threat of quality start. And really, overall, a solid slip. We only missed by 1. I'm not even going to count the taco prop as a loss on my, on my slip. That's just, tacos, man. What are you going to do sometimes? Sometimes they don't hit. PrizePicks likes to hook people on these discounts, thinking they're discounts. But they're not really discounts. Just clearly not discount, because they want you to think it's a free pick, but it's not really a free pick. So, but we're jumping in today's slip. We got a regular slip today, full 6 picks. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the first one. First one, we got Bryce Miller over 3.5 strikeouts. My projection is at 4.18. So I got him at a 52.41% hit rate. So I'm adding another number into these picks now, just to give you guys, more foundation on, maybe making smarter picks. So basically what goes into this percentage number is like I'm looking at the sportsbook's lines for this specific prop, and depending on, the odds that are going into it, like, every prop has an odd except for like fantasy score. Fantasy score is like one of the only props that doesn't have like a line on it on what the sports books are thinking is going to happen here. So I'm going to start including these percentages now in every single pick just to help you guys out. Maybe make some more, smarter decisions. But right off the top here, this is the most riskiest pick of the slip. I think Bryce Miller, he's going to go a little bit longer just because the Mariners did win that game yesterday. So they're not going to be as, they're not going to pull him out if he gets in like big trouble early, I don't think, unless it's like serious trouble, like he's walking the bases loaded. I think if he gives up a couple runners, they'll let him like pitch to the batter and see if he can get him out. If not, maybe they'll take him out then. So this one's close. It's going to be tight. And the Tigers are going to come out here, they can't lose. They got to win. And the Tigers, they just did the same thing to the Guardians. So yeah, I think they're going to play pretty solid here. I think the Tigers do win this game, but I think Bryce Miller can get to this 3.5 strikeout line because he does have good stuff. I like his fastball. Secondary stuff can definitely play against the Tigers. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. I think Bryce Miller can get over this line, but it is the riskiest pick of this slip. Percentage and hit rate rise. So that's why I'm adding in these percentages here, just to give y'all another number to look at to help you maybe make smarter decisions on your slips. Jumping into pick number 2, we're going to Aaron Nola over 12.5 pitcher fantasy score. My projection is at 15.4, and I got him at a 56.7% hit rate. So like I said in the last pick, sportsbooks don't have specific lines for fantasy score, but I basically added in like all the numbers that were related to fantasy score for this number as well. So that's earned runs, that's strikeouts, that's projected outs. So I've added in all those numbers, and I think he's hitting this line. And my projections also say he's going to hit this line. I think he goes about, I'm going to give him 3 innings at least, because I know that this is the do-or-die game for the Phillies as well. I am a Phillies fan, and I thought Ranger Suarez was going to start this game. But my thing is, I don't know if Ranger Suarez is actually healthy or he's hurt right now, because he was supposed to be available last game out of the bullpen, and that was a close game there. I'm not sure, if he was available, why wouldn't you use him in that situation? And I think he was also available in game 1 because I saw him in the bullpen down there just sitting. So I don't know what the situation is with Ranger Suarez. So there is some risk here, I guess. But Aaron Nola, he's an experienced playoff pitcher. So, he's had the same situation last year on the road against the Mets. He didn't do too well in that game. But he could also use that as like a learning curve. It's probably not a popular pick by any means, but I'm just taking the experience here in this one. Aaron Nola has had some, up and down playoff performances. He's dominated in some. He's also got blown up at some. So I'm taking him to get. He doesn't have to have like the biggest outing in this game either. It's just 12.5. You're thinking three innings with like a couple strikeouts, and he's got it there. Assuming he doesn't give up any runs. I don't think he gives up any runs either. 3 innings. That's one time through the order. Aaron Nola's always been dominant early on in games, so I'm looking at this line. I think this is a very comfortable over, one of the most comfortable overs on this slip. Non-bias aside, we were strong last game with Jesus Luzardo going over. I'm going to rock my projections again. So jumping in pick number 3, Jameson Taillon over 2.5 strikeouts. I got him projected at 3.92. Also got him at a 54.19% hit rate. So Cubs taking on the Brewers. Another team here in the Cubs that is needing a win, but they're playing at home now. Gonna have the home crowd behind them. Jameson Taillon, he just hit this number last game against the Padres in another must-win game. So I think this is a situation. The Cubs, they also need some length out of their starters. They've just been going to the bullpen like so early in these first 2 games. I'm giving Taillon at least 3 innings at least. I think that's plenty of batters to get the 2.5 strikeouts. But I also think if he's rolling, they're gonna keep riding him because they need some length. I know it's a must-win game, so there is some risk. But I think he can get the 2.5 strikeouts, over 2.5 strikeouts, in the amount of volume that he should be getting, which is at least 3 innings. Hopefully he doesn't get in any trouble then, because they might take him out if he gets in any trouble. So I'm expecting the Cubs to come out here starting strong. I think they're going to come out here and put some runs on the board early like they did last game with their home crowd behind them. Should have a fun little game here to watch there. Jumping into pick number 4, we're going Yoshi Yamamoto under 40.5 pitchers fantasy score. My projection is at 40.05. And I got him going under this number 54.38% of the time. So, similar to Aaron Nola, I'm taking what the sports books are, favoring as well into this number. And, the hits, the runs, and the strikeouts and projected outs. I do think he goes 6 innings in this game, but I don't think he's getting over 7 strikeouts. I think we took Blake Snell last game, right? It burned us. But I'm going right back to the well here. I think we got a good shot to stay under this line. My projection for Yoshi Yamamoto is a little bit closer than Snell's was, but we're gonna see what we got here. And I'm backing the Phillies once again. I mean, being a Phillies fan right now, I need something out of this team. I like what we saw there at the end of that game too. We showed some fight, which we usually haven't shown. I think they can carry that into this game. I'm hoping they do, because I want this team to continue to show success. Or this team's going to lose and we're going to blow up the whole system. We're going to have a completely different team next year. But, that's besides the point. Yamamoto, I think this is second postseason start. Yeah, he started against the Reds. Did pretty solid there. But much tougher lineup here in the Phillies. And again, strikeout risk is there. I can easily see him getting over 7 strikeouts. But I don't think that happens today. I think the Phillies, they got to play with their hair on fire here. And I think this environment, I think they're going to like playing in this environment as well. It's not like the Mets last year. The Mets environment was also pretty toxic. This is a different kind of environment. I think they're gonna come ready to play here, and because they can't go down with laying an egg here. The top 3's got to get going. If you want to take some hitters, I'm looking at one of the top 3. I mean, Schwarber's due, Harper's due, Turner, he's also due. So he had a big RBI single in last game, but he also sold the game there at the end with a ground out. I'm expecting the Phillies to have some fight in this game. They need to. I think the series needs to start picking it up, because I think this is actually the World Series. I don't see anybody who's going to beat the Dodgers right now the way their team is constructed. I think this is like the World Series. So that's my analysis for that pick. We're jumping to pick number 5. We're going college football now. We're taking Miles Butler over 33.5 receiving yards. So this is a new prop on the channel. I've now gotten receiving yards on my model now, so I'm going to start mixing them in for these picks. We got them projected at 37.3 with a 52.89% hit rate. So another one that's not the best hit rate. I think it's one of the riskier picks. But over the last 4 games, Butler's been getting right around 3 to 4 receptions a game for right around this number and over this number. So this is another competitive game, another favorable matchup. I think he can get over this number. Missouri State, it's Middle Tennessee State versus Missouri State, and it's a very close game. I think the spread's like 2.5, so they're actually underdogs. They're 2.5 point underdogs. They are at home as well. Another solid edge there, and the total is around 50, 49.5 or 50. So should be some points scored. Should be some plays to be made. And I have the Middle Tennessee State quarterback going over his passing yards line. But I didn't feel too comfortable with that because it was a pretty high number at 250.5. And I feel much safer with this specific prop because of what he's been showing over his last couple games. He's getting pretty consistent volume, pretty consistent targets. I think he continues to get that in this game. Although the sports books, they don't really know what to do with this line either. They put it around 50%. So that's why I put it 52.89% here. So jumping to the last pick of the slip, pick number 6. We're taking the other game, Kenny Odom, under 70.5 receiving yards. My projection is at 61.2 with a more of a comfortable hit rate, 54.34. So got UTEP taking on Liberty. Kenny Odom plays for UTEP. And this is another game that should be pretty competitive. But I do not like I don't like the matchup for Odom in this spot. Liberty does defend the pass pretty well. Their defense is actually the strength in this. Kenny Odom. I don't really watch much of these guys, but I know he is their wide receiver 1, so there is risk risk there because wide receiver ones always usually go over in college. But I just think this matchup's really tough for Odom because Liberty does have a pretty strong defense. And I think this game plays a little bit slower than what it usually is. It is a pretty competitive game. I think they're fair by 1.5. UTEP is over Liberty with like a 47.5 point spread. So, I mean, we're thinking the score is going to be in the 20s for both teams. Come down to, like a field goal. But I do think he gets around, 5 catches for like 50 or 60 yards. But I'm not thinking like the big plays are going to be limited here. I think I can easily see that happening. So I think that's a great closer to the slip. So, yeah, that's a slip, guys. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I know some of you guys that are watching this video aren't subscribed, so please just take a second and hit the subscribe button. It does not take long. This way you don't miss any of my daily picks. It helps the channel out. It helps everybody get these videos out to more people as well. So I really do appreciate everything you are showing on these videos. Also, drop a comment down below if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns on any of these picks. I like to help you guys out. Maybe you guys have some, things you can help me out on as well, maybe that I missed in these videos. I really do like hearing what y'all are thinking as well, just so I can help get my projections better. I'm always looking for better edges to get on these players and, things like that. So I think we got a pretty solid slip here. I hope you guys are, hopefully I helped you out with a couple of these picks. Hopefully we can get this 6 for 6 that we've been chasing. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for some NFL and college football and probably some baseball. Yeah, we should have some baseball, hopefully, depending on what the Phillies and Cubs do. We need the Phillies to win and the Cubs to win so we can have more baseball on Thursday along with college football and NFL. So we should hopefully have a full packed slip of games on Thursday. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.